Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Guys, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Smash the bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos, guys. So, um, today we wanted to talk about Lot's wife. Lot in the Bible, the story of Lot. Um, Lot was in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, guys. Welcome to 3,000 people that's in the building. Lot, his story in Sodom and Gomorrah was a amazing story, right? Lot in the Bible had offered up his daughters to some guys that wanted to uh, take advantage of the angels that visited him, right? This story, okay, let's go back. So, some angels had visited Lot to tell him about what was, going to happen, going to befall the uh, the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So the Sodomites, which was a bunch of men, came and wanted to have their way with the angels, right? They wanted some, action, right? With these men, these beautiful men angels. So Lot offered up his wife, Lot offered up his virgin daughters, right? In uh, uh, exchange for the men, the Sodomites, not touching the angels. They said, okay, I'm going to give you my daughters, just leave my guests alone. Now, if you were to go, and like, there are different perspectives that you could. Let me go to my comments to see if you guys are. Hi, Harry Wentz. Hi, the Bud Files. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming. So, yeah, they would say, remember, Lot offered his daughters to get, as he was, a stand up dude. Yeah, so he offered his daughters. So, now, in order for the guys not to rape the other dudes, right? So, a lot of people perspective would be that, wow, that's how you treat a house guest. You give them your best. You offer up your best to protect your house guest. You move at all costs to protect if you're inviting someone into your home, then you give them, or you protect them with the best that you have, right? That could be one perspective. And that was exactly, guys, that was exactly the perspective that I had my whole life about this story, right? That was the perspective that I've had. And I truly believe in, when you invite someone into your home, you give them the best. You offer them the best, right? OG is in the building. What's up, you silly rabbit? Hi, OG. Thank you for coming, buddy. But yes, that is absolutely the perspective that I had, and I still have. When you invite a guest into your home, yes, you give them your absolute best, right? And you protect them with your absolute best. But this story is so layered out and so leveled out, right? We have yes, everybody drops their links. Yes, guys, drops your links, right? Let me make sure that let me turn this down. Let me make sure because I'm getting ready to go in, guys. I'm getting ready to go in. Y'all, I'm telling you, don't click off of here because I'm about to go in on what this story means to this day, honey. And how all of this, just drop your links. Drop your links. Right? How this story is a repeated cycle that keeps happening over and over again. And it's going to keep on happening until we get these lessons, guys. So look, right? So Lot wife, you know, first of all, the Bible to me, right, is talking about energies, right? You have the positive, the negative, and that's what charges the cell, right? You have the proton, neutron, and electron that charges that cell, right? The positive and negative charge. And then you have your neutral, which is in the middle, right? The middle road, the neutral, the neutron, right? So, what I wanted to talk about was Lot's wife, right? Because we don't hear a lot about Lot's wife and why she was turned into a pillar of salt, right? And let me tell you, the Bible is layered out. It's literal and it's metaphysical. It's about energy and how energy comes into being, right? If you look at salty and salt, first of all, look at Lot's wife, right? Her name was, I think it was Adu, right? And then translated to Edith, right? The word Edith means abundance, right? And the word adieu, I think, is goodbye. I bid you adieu. I think adieu means goodbye. But anyway, she turned into a pillar of salt because she looked back, right? When you look back and you keep looking back, you do become salty. And when you become salty, you keep away wealth, abundance, you keep away prosperity in this realm when you become salty, right? You can't look back too much because it's good to look back to see where you made your mistakes. But if you looking back on others too much and you looking back onto what was too much, not with balance, you become salty. And what does salt do, right? Salt keeps away wealth, keeps away spirits, right? It keeps away the spiral. It keeps away, salt, becoming salty, right? It repels. That's what salt does. It repels, it blocks. Salt is a blockage. It blocks. So if you have negative spirits around you, you use salt, right? But salt does, it has an energy to it, right? to where it can also block wealth and abundance, right? Um, if it's not correctly used correctly, right? So you got to know these energies and how what the Bible is speaking on. You can't be too much into the past. And which leads me up to what's going on today, right? Today, you got all of these stories. Y'all is not realizing that the wizard is behind the curtain pulling these strings. You gotta be mindful every time there's a big thing going on about race, and you looking back on race way too much, and looking back on the black and white thing going on way too much, you become salty, and you is blocking yourself from the beauty of the colors that life can show you, of the beauty that life can show you. And the earth is about to do away with all of this nonsense and foolishness, right? I'm telling you, right, Brian? The earth is about to do away with this foolishness, right? You're going to become a pillar of salt if we're not careful and do not let the powers that be keep us locked in on what's fair and what's not fair. You taking the eye off the ball. You taking your eye off your prize, and that is you. And that is you stopping for a minute and being grateful, enjoying, and actually taking yourself to new levels, right? Because if you is operating out of a spirit of what they took from you and what they doing to you, or what they did to you, right? It's good to know your opponent so you can know how to move, but to get locked and to get sucked in with when the media is showing a whole bunch of nonsense on TV or on social media, they're using the little YouTuber now. They're using the little platforms now because they know we hip to the mass media junk that they putting out, right? So basically, when we go here and get sucked into these stories that they putting out, the little guys putting out, right, going viral, you get sucked into that. That's a minute you took off yourself. That's a minute you took off your business, right? And that's the more salty you getting. Now you're going to turn into a pillar of salt instead of using that salt, right, to keep away these entities. So you're supposed to sprinkle. You're supposed to use that salt to keep away those bad things instead of looking back and becoming consumed with that salt. You salty over there. You consume, right? You can't, let these things make you salty. And that's what happened to Lot's wife. She was consumed, right? And what was going on? She was probably mad at Lot for offering up her babies like that. Okay. Maybe that was too soon. But yeah, maybe that was too much right there. That joke right there. Maybe that was too much. Right? But and at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, when I'm gonna just tell you how I operate, right? When I see a lot of people gravitating towards one story, I run from that joint. And then I go ahead and look at what I'm supposed to be working on, or I'll look at a pattern. Now I do like watching the patterns because if you look at it, right, I'm on look at the story, right? What's popping, babe? Boy, I TWP in the building. OMG. Hi, TWP. Right? So yeah, I look at the patterns. Every single time a story like this comes out, there is some weather going on that we is not made aware of. You know what I'm saying? That heart deal. There's some weather going on that if we not careful with this weather and goings on and not stand, at our best, mind wise, and actually you can't focus on these stories. You gotta focus on, hey, wait a minute, what's going on really around me and my immediate circle, right? That I could change. Because that's the hit right there. Biggie said you can't change the world till we change ourselves, right? So that's what really is the what we got to do. We got to look at that and see you because the patterns. The pattern is every single time that a big race thing happens, they doing something up in that White House. They doing something politically is about to go down that they want y'all not focused on, right? Something going on. What the goings on? And I could tell y'all one thing I do know is, I be not wanting to bring this out. I really don't, because it sounds, a bit paranoid, right? But the air, I'm gonna just say, watch the air quality, right? Because it's a lot going on. It's a lot of fear going on because of karma that's about to be, made right. Karma. And it has nothing to do with nobody color, right? So we got to get out of the color thing. That's the biggest distraction, the biggest lie is looking at somebody's color. I promise you, it's the color of the heart that matters. When animals don't see the color of the being, they mostly colorblind. A lot of them is, anyways. But they see the color of your heart. And that's where we need to be in, our heart. And you operating out of your heart do not mean that you are a doormat. I can guarantee you that. I promise you. When you operate out of your heart, it just means that you see the pureness in things, right? You see the pureness. I work with and have worked with a lot of people that was to the rest of the world kind of disagreeable, right? But I see the real. The mask, if you wearing a mask around me, I see your heart, right? And if your heart is beautiful on the inside, your mask ain't gonna affect me whatsoever. But if your heart is disagreeable with mine, as far as the purity of your heart is disagreeable with mine, meaning if you have a opposite energy from mine, then yes, I'm gonna love you from a distance. And it's gonna be nothing personal. Miss Queen T is in the building. Hi, gorgeous. Hey, Ladybug. How you doing? You still exercising over there, mama? But yes, the purity of the heart is so, so important. And Lot's wife, she, this is a story to talk about energy, right? This story is talking about energy, and it manifested in the physical, right? She turned into a pillar of salt because you're not supposed to put too much energy into the past. You use it to watch patterns. You don't use it to in a get emotions that don't serve you, right? How is it going to serve you getting angry if you're not willing to go out and make a change, a real change in your community, right? Then watching these stories and getting mad is not going to serve you, everyone. I am doing absolutely gorgeous. Oh, wonderful, sweetie. I'm so glad to hear that. Yes, honey, you are absolutely gorgeous. Yes. But yes, guys, that's basically what I wanted to talk about, right? I will be doing a live without my avatar, right? A live, right? Very soon. I don't know if it's going to be today, right? Excuse me. Oh, that was so unprofessional. My bad. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to talk about that because it was on my mind, right? Because there's so many gems in that one story, right? So many things that we can learn from Lot and his wife. But my main takeaway from that story, I got three main takeaways from that story. The first main takeaway is when you invite someone into your space, you give them your absolute best, right? Number two is do not, right, covet something that does not belong to you. Do not, if it does not, and that's what the sodomites did. They set out to take that which was not theirs, right? And that always ends badly. And then the third takeaway is that do not concentrate or get lost into the past, right? Don't get lost. You can look at your past to look at the patterns, but do not get lost in the past, right? I know, and that's so important. Miss QT is in the building. Staying fit, especially nowadays, is highly important. And you know what, Miss Queen T? Um, just say if you're trying to stay fit and you're not actually hitting your goals, all right? I know you hit your goals. I'll be seeing you. But just say me, for instance, I'm not hitting my goals like I would like. And once I'm patient with myself and say, okay, well, at least you made your attempt. You're not sitting around and not trying and making your attempts to hit your goals. When you do that and you be patient with yourself, it's like something happens to where out of the blue, you will start hitting those goals because you were patient with yourself and you were loving on yourself, right? Oh, and you know what's funny, Miss Queen T? You just woke up from your nap and I'm about to take mine. I think I'm about to take a nap. My son wanted something. He wanted to do so. I think he did. If he did, then maybe I will have to do that with my son. But other than that, I'm getting ready to take a nap, girl. Oh, you can tell I'm sleepy. I keep yawning. Well, guys, that is all that I wanted to talk about. We'll go live with Harry Wins very shortly, very soon. One or 2 days this week, Harry Wins and I will be going live together about his dollar a day plan and his plan to get the guns out of the hands of the young folks, right? So tune into that, guys. I will be in to each of you guys's live streams and uploads. And anybody else that's not a content creator, if you would like to become one, you can see anyone that was in the stream today, and they will be surely happy to assist, guys. And definitely subscribe, show each channel some love. We love you all. I wish you peace, wholeness, everything wonderful, amazing that your hand and your heart can hold, guys. Wholeness.